Hey guys, it's Kay, aka the Purple Teapot, and I'm still alive. If you followed me on Twitter, you'd know that it's been a busy couple of months and I've been finding it hard to create content, unfortunately, but I'm back this week and hopefully I'll be back next week too. Let's get into the trailer for next week's episode of New Amsterdam, Season 4, Episode 14, Onto the Breach. Before I start, I'd like to welcome my regulars. I've missed you guys, and if you're new, welcome. I hope you enjoy this video, and hit that subscribe button and that like button, and if you enjoy this video, share it with a friend. And as always, please share your thoughts on this week's episode, Episode 13, and the trailer in my comments. I love to read them. I try to respond. If not, someone else will respond. We have a community here. If you see somebody's comment back. Have some discourse about the show. Anyways, let's start. And please don't be mean unless you're talking about Ella. Anyways, let's get into it. So Lauren's going to try to leave. I mean, she's been unhappy since Layla and Max left, so I'm not surprised. I'm just hoping she keeps her promise and stops harassing Layla. And then there's Max wondering why she doesn't tell him. Like, sir, you don't work there. You don't work anywhere anymore, so like, why would she tell you? I'm sorry, but harsh truths, I guess. Like, just go to VJ's funeral and then just go home with Helen. I'm pretty sure after the fight they had, Helen's going to convince this man to stay. And I swear he better not stay. Dr. Maximus Goodwin, please don't be a village idiot and let her go. Helen is hurting and, like, she needs him. I know lots of us think that he is going to stay, and he probably will. And if he does, he's going back to idiot status. But I really need him not to let her go. Every time Helen revisits her childhood or her mother in general, she has a breakdown, and I don't think this breakup would be wise. Like, she's already upset, and then VJ dies. She's just going to be upset this whole episode, and then she's going to make decisions that she's going to regret. Like, has anyone noticed every time she visits her mom, she tries to break up with this man? She literally used her mom as an excuse in episode 1 to try and break up with Max, or they weren't really together, but you know, try and end this relationship that they had only started probably about 5 hours prior. Well, started officially. Let's not talk about the emotional cheating. Like, she doesn't actually want to break up with Max. It's literally a trauma mechanism. If Max lets this woman get on that plane alone, he's going to have to fight me and my homegirls because nothing Nagosa. I'm not the best patois speaker, but yeah. Guys, tell me what you think will happen with Sharpwin next episode. I think I'm going to have to start calling him a village idiot. I do think. Sir, I would like to remind you that Helen is not Oklahoma. She's not Michigan. She is not Florida. So don't treat her like your ex-wife. You out here calling Sarah your mother-in-law already, yeah? You need to treat Helen like your wife and not like your first wife. Treat her right. Let me quickly talk about this episode. First off, Freema and Jenny killed their scenes, and then Ryan and Freema killed their scenes. Freema just kills her scenes. It's a given. Like, it's expected. I don't think there's ever been one bad Freema scene. There is a scene of Freema that I didn't like because Ella was in it and traumatized me, and probably Helen for life. But the emotion and passion that Freema has, and then Ryan has too, and then you get that together. I just always feel the energy that these characters bring, and unfortunately none of the other characters, wow, actually that's a lie, Sandra's acting, I could feel that this episode. But prior to Sandra coming on the scene, the only people who were killing it out there in the acting game were Ryan and Freema. Like, I felt that. Like, I can literally look in some of the other characters' eyes and just see nothing. When I look into Freema and Ryan's eyes when they're having like a emotional scene, I see the pain, I see the happiness, whatever the emotion is, I see it. I'm going to need them to continue this argument. I love when Max and Helen have conversations and arguments, just because I like them communicating, because communication was always what set them apart from Max and Georgia, and I hope they address it and don't just sweep it under the rug, because the last week's episode 12, I think, that episode wasn't it. I'm very disappointed in the writing. Whoever's in the writing room and wrote that crack fueled episode needs to sit down, because Max would never lie to Helen. He would omit until he had to talk. He would like change the subject, but he would never just straight up lie, and Helen wouldn't just sweep that under the rug. And I swear I better not see any future episodes with Sharpwin in counselling with Martin's husband, because that man is about to cheat on his husband. Plus, the last time I clearly remember him doing couples counselling, he condoned incest, and you know what, we're not doing that in this house. And I swear I'm gonna have to start Justice for Martin and their 100 Kids campaign, because Martin doesn't deserve to get cheated on, yet this is the direction that these writers are taking them in. Sit and imagine with me. Imagine you're at home with your flock of kids that your other half has insisted on adopting to fill the void that their abusive parents created, and then they cheat on you with their assistant. Imagine that. Imagine the audacity. That is truly the audacity of men, though. But Martin's soon-to-be ex-husband needs to teach us his ways, because Martin and this new guy, they're not ugly at all. And to be honest, Martin's husband is punching above his weight with both of them. So please, give us some tips on how you land these very, very gorgeous looking men. Anyways, after this episode, I think that Floyd will probably go back to Lynn and say the baby's his, he's going to raise it, which is what he's been saying. But after last week, I kind of thought he was like stepping back. I'm gonna give props to Jocko's acting in this episode. I always give props to Jocko's acting, because it doesn't matter how I feel about him, he's not a bad actor, he's not mediocre, he's good at his job. So question David Shona. I know you're not listening, but in my head, you sneak listen to my videos. I bet you don't. How long is Veronica going to be on this show? Because I think we're all tired of her. Actress is great. We hate her, so she must be great. But she didn't serve what you said she was going to serve. Like, maybe if she was that bitch, we would like enjoy her, but she's barely been around. Like, I was expecting her to be like on a villain level worse than Valentina, but we didn't get that. Like, the last good villain this show has had, I would say Chance was a villain, but no, he wasn't. He was just misunderstood. But the last good villain we've had was Valentina. She was one of the she's like the greatest villain that this show has had. We need to bring back a villain like that. I guess the new villain is Sarah, but yeah. The next time you bring in a villain, David and Peter, I'm going to address you both. Please make sure that your writers do the villains justice. Like, I get COVID's a thing. I guess there's restrictions, or Michelle's probably busy. I don't know. But, like, we should be doing better. If you want season 6, do better, instead of getting on Twitter once a week to beg people subliminally to watch the show. If the writing was good, you wouldn't have to tease things that aren't even properly teasable. Anyways, guys, tell me what you think about Iggy possibly cheating. Tell me what you think about the writing this season, because I think it's quite controversial. Max is back to his white saviorism. Also, tell me what you think about the whole Lynn storyline, what you think is going to happen with this Floyd and Lynn storyline. If you haven't noticed from my previous videos, I've been nothing but confused this season of the direction that this storyline is taking, and things aren't getting better. But I do think it's Floyd's kid, and Mama Floyd's going to beat his ass. 100%. 100%. Okay, so now this is the part where I hope I don't disappoint those who have been waiting for my read of Ella. Yes, it was only 30 seconds, but 30 seconds is all I need to take the piss out of this woman. So where do I start? So already, like, they gave this bitch too much screen time. Like, I'm tired. Like, if we were all honest with each other, there's no reason for this storyline other than to fill a space. Because I promise you that even though Kapoor was much loved, no one wanted this, and we could have had Sharpwin come back to New York any other way. Next week we're just gonna get like shitty crying and breakdowns from that woman. If her breakdowns take up the majority of this episode and we don't get Max and Helen talking about what happened in this previous episode that happened last night, like, we're gonna fight, because I don't understand why the people, showrunners, writers, are so adamant about Ella. I'm really confused. Like, she's not needed. She's never been needed, and you could have written an amazing storyline for Kapoor and his son if you didn't want some stupid ass drama that just ruined it. And I can't believe after a wonderful Ella-less year you had to ruin it. Like, it's 2022. Can't we move away from bad habits? And like, just because this woman who plays Ella collects an Apple check and has worked with J-Lo doesn't mean she's good at her job. Because I watched that movie with J-Lo to see if it was just because she was playing Ella. And no, it's the actress. It's 100% the actress. I want to say I'm sorry, Deirdre, but no, I'm not. Anyways, I can't wait to laugh at the shitty acting that this woman is going to have when she sees Rohan at his father's funeral. Like, Rohan is a waste man, but like, also I don't blame him. Like, he's the only man I'll forgive for leaving his pregnant girlfriend, because I know she had that dap that made him leave, because he knew that if he didn't leave in that moment, he would be stuck with that dap forever. I won't forgive him for not being in the delivery room, even though it doesn't make no sense that I don't forgive him because he had left. I'm blaming him because if it wasn't for him deciding to stick his dick where he shouldn't have, Helen wouldn't have been in that delivery room helping that woman with her Teapot pregnancy to give birth. I know they wanted to bring Sharpwin back, but they could have near death literally any of those main characters to bring them back. Chance could have come back and blown up Iggy's house. Lauren could have been struck by lightning. Like, somebody could have come and stabbed Floyd again. Literally anything could have happened. Like, even something could have happened to Beth and they would have come back. There was no reason to kill off Kapoor. Like, you could have left him chilling. Like, nobody was thinking about Kapoor. Like, yeah, beloved character, yeah, but we didn't need that. Anyways, guys, tell me what you think about this week's episode and the trailer. Jadé and I will be doing an afternoon tea with the DamFam on stereo on the 30th of January. Pause to check what time it is for you. And everyone's welcome to share their opinions, unless you're defending Ella. You're not welcome. Yeah, you're welcome to share your opinions on what has happened so far in the last couple weeks, because I know we haven't been around. I can't wait to chat with you all. So see you next week, because I know I'm gonna have my opinion, I'm sure. Sarah really had me conflicted. Like, yes, she's a bitch, but the fact that she asked if Max and Luna were her cats really sent me. Also, rest in peace, Vijay. It should have happened in season 3. His heart was attached to its valves using chewing gum and silly string.